Welcome to Friday Friends, RI Elder Info's weekly look at the organizations and individuals providing resources for Rhode Island seniors, caregivers, and professionals.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's 9 o'clock on Friday, and you are watching me, Deb Burton, Executive Director of RI Elder Info, here on social media, or you're listening to us on our podcast. And you know, Friday Friends, 9 a.m., we are bringing you information that you or someone you know needs to know about. So super important that you hit the like button, the share button, and all of those things that indicate in social media, hey, check this out, folks, because we're having a conversation today about some really interesting resources that are available for folks who have ALS. So it's not something that we talk a lot about. So I want to make sure that we get the word out about this. We're going to have a fabulous conversation today. Now, as you all know, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and doing this Friday Friends show simply would not be possible without the support of our sponsors. So a big thank you to Point 32 Health Foundation, United Health, and Oak Street Health, England Studios, 321 Media. We really would not be able to do this every week if it was not for their support. So big thank you. Also, super excited to remind everybody that on Thursday, November 2nd, we are having our 4th annual virtual senior resource fair. You know, we started that during COVID, and we have kept going because everybody is so excited to watch the event and hear what amazing resources are available. So make sure that you check us out on Thursday, November 2nd from 10 to 12, right here where you're watching me now, and that is being brought to you by Cox Communication. So big thank you to Cox Communication for supporting our virtual senior resource fair this year. That's awesome. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Erin Gill from the ALS of Rhode Island. How are you, Erin?
Very well. How are you this morning, Deb?
I am clearly a little tongue-tied.
We'll make two of us.
So how are you?
Very good. Very good. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So can you tell folks what is ALS?
Yes. ALS, also known as amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or sometimes Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive neuromuscular disorder where the motor neurons, the type of nerve cell that could help communicate between the brain and the body, start to die off. So it can result in difficulty moving your limbs, a lot of weakness, spasms, difficulty chewing, swallowing, and it eventually can impact people's ability to breathe for themselves.
Oh my.
Yes.
And what causes it?
We don't know. About 10% of cases are genetic. So there's a lot of ongoing research right now trying to figure out the cause. We do have a national registry that we encourage all of our patients to enroll in, where they're collecting data. They ask questions about who is affected, you know, where you grew up, what type of work you did, all sorts of things to try to get more information, to try to figure out what the cause is, so then we can stop it and we can cure it, but also hopefully prevent it one day.
That would be awesome, because it sounds like it's one of those things that it just keeps marching on. Are there treatments for ALS?
There are a few treatments on the market. There is no cure, though.
Okay.
So there's a couple treatments. There's what we call the 3 Rs. There's Riluzole, Radicava, and Relyvrio. Each of them have a mild effect at slowing the progression. Some patients are able to take all 3, very specific to the patient. They do have side effects and different things that are required, but otherwise there's no specific treatment. So a lot of it is based on symptoms.
Okay.
Just the symptoms that patients experience.
And what are some of those symptoms that people might be experiencing that they really reach out and speak with their doctor?
Yeah, so one of the number one symptoms seen in about 60% of patients is muscle weakness.
Okay.
Some patients experience just one extremity, an arm, two arms, legs, a mixture. That's a big one. Some patients have twitching or muscle cramps as a symptom, what we call fasciculations, where you can actually see the muscle moving and twitching from outside the body. Some folks present with slurred speech, difficulty eating, chewing and swallowing. Weight loss can be associated with that. When we see more in the muscles of the mouth and throat, then we call that bulbar ALS. So some patients come to us by means of a speech therapist or an ENT doctor. So there's a lot of ways people come to us. And as I mentioned earlier, breathing difficulty, most of the time is a later symptom, but some people present with that as an early symptom as well.
Those symptoms are similar to a lot of other illnesses. Do they come on rapidly, or do those symptoms kind of present over a little bit of period of time?
It varies patient to patient. So typically it's a little bit of a slower progression. And that's one of the problems with ALS, is because those symptoms are seen with a lot of things. People don't necessarily immediately say, you need to see a neurologist, you need to see this specialty. So people may have been sent to orthopedics, they may have been sent to a spine doctor, they may have been sent to ear, nose, and throat, GI, all over. So we kind of collect referrals from all sorts of places. And yeah, so awareness is a big key. And then just being able to get that diagnosis, because it is also a diagnosis partly of exclusion. It's a matter of
so you have to rule things out.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, if someone watching is experiencing these symptoms, or they've been diagnosed, or they're caring for somebody who's been diagnosed with ALS or Lou Gehrig's, what resources are available through ALS RI?
So we have a multitude of resources available. The only requirement is that somebody has a diagnosis of ALS. We're a nonprofit, so we don't charge a fee. There's none of that involved. Some of our services include, we have a multidisciplinary clinic that we hold over at Brown Neurology on the Lifespan Rhode Island Hospital campus, where patients can see kind of one-stop shopping. They get to see neuromuscular specialist, a pulmonologist, physical and occupational therapist, speech pathologist, a registered dietitian, and myself, all at once. So that's one of our big programs. We also have an equipment loan closet. We have respite care. We have a wheelchair ramping program. We have home modifications, monthly support groups, an annual educational symposium. I think those are majority. I'm probably missing something.
It sounds like it's a wealth of resources. So I didn't know that you had, the medical equipment loaner availability, or the home modifications, because sometimes those are things that really enable people to be able to remain home for as long as possible and make the activities of just regular daily life so much easier.
Yes. Granted, our programs are limited within funding, but we do have stipends, so towards like wheelchair ramps, and we work with a local company, AmRamp, which has modular ramps, so we can reuse pieces in the past, so that provides an additional discount. The loan closet is always busy back and forth. Definitely, if there's stuff we don't have, the Mason's loan closet is a great resource. The respite care, same thing. We have a stipend for our patients annually. So if they need help with homemaking skills, CNAs, those are big ticket items that could cost a lot out of pocket, that are really helpful for our patients.
And with the respite program, is that so that people can have a CNA or healthcare worker of some kind come into the house, or can it also be used if, say, someone needed to go into an assisted living or nursing home for a period of time, so that their caregiver can go, maybe go attend a family event on the other side of the country or take care of their own medical needs. Can it be used for that, or is it just
So
for the house?
our program isn't able to extend that far.
Okay.
So we usually have a stipend, it's $2,500 per patient annually.
Okay.
So obviously with the cost of everything going up, we usually, a lot of patients will either do homemaker or CNA for a couple hours, a couple times a week to help come in, whether it's getting showered and cleaned, prepping some meals, things that are just difficult, or sometimes it gives their caregivers a little break too, which is always important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you mentioned that you have support groups. Is that for the individuals who have ALS or their caregivers, or some for both?
So some for both. My colleague Lynn McGovern runs our care services department, and she coordinates support groups. So we hold them monthly, and they alternate patient 1 month, patient and caregiver. Nope, saying that backwards. Caregiver 1 month, patient caregiver the following month.
Okay.
Everybody gets a chance to kind of speak, meet some new people. Lots of friendships have been made along the way, and it's a nice chance for people to meet other people going through the same thing, because it's, in our world it's very common, but in everybody else's world it's few and
It's
far
hard.
between.
Yeah. And are your support groups in person or are they virtual?
Both.
Okay.
So depending on kind of where the patients are at, sometimes they're held virtually, and if they're in person, they're typically at the Warwick Public Library.
Oh, wow. And in order to get the services that are available through ALS of Rhode Island, does someone need a particular kind of insurance, or are there income guidelines? What are the qualifications to be able to access your resources?
Just a diagnosis.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Sometimes, it's not that easy. So
Yes.
I'm really excited to hear that it is something that is available to everyone who has this disease. Is it something that you can only access, say, the respite program or the medical equipment one time, like over the course of your lifetime, or is it only one time per year? How does that work?
Nope. Most of, like I said, with the ramping is a one-time stipend. The respite is an annual stipend, so it's a rolling calendar year. The loan closet is always open. So typically our patients either just call us, sometimes email, depending on what's easier. Family members let us know where they're at, what their needs are, and we work to meet them and try to help ease everyday life a little bit.
That's awesome. And for your loan closet, is that something that people can donate if they have durable medical equipment that they might be able to donate to your closet?
Certain things.
Okay.
We are
Fair
limited
enough.
in size. We are limited in size. So we do have some like power wheelchairs, hospital beds, Hoyer lifts, smaller items, especially things that are used in the bathroom, like shower benches and chairs, commodes. We do one-time use.
Okay.
So those we actually typically order new for the patients and send out. So if you have something that definitely doesn't hurt to call, let us know, and we'll be able to let you know if we can accept it.
And what is the number that they need to call if they have questions, concerns, if they want to reach out to the program? Where should they call?
401-732-1609 will lead you right into our office.
Okay. And is there a website as well?
ALSARI.org.
Okay, that's awesome. And for individuals who are watching, who want to support this really important work and this amazing resource that's available to everybody with a diagnosis, I know we saw a lot on social media a few years ago with the Ice Bucket Challenge. I told you I was tongue-tied today. Are there other fundraisers? Are there other ways if people want to support the work that the ALS Association of Rhode Island is doing? Is there any galas coming up? Do you need donors? Do you need volunteers? What would help support the work that you're doing? Because it's so important.
Absolutely. We typically have two bigger events over the summer. They're just kind of wrapping up. But we have the reimagined Ice Bucket Challenge, which is our CEO soak. where we work with corporations, and they have been amazing. The support in Rhode Island is wonderful. So we were able to work with some companies like Amica and Neighborhood Health, and they did these wonderful soaks. They had great days. Their employees were so generous as well. We also did our annual walk this year, which was earlier this month. That website is still open if people are interested in going on. It's walkri.org, nice and simple. So that will be open through the end of the year. You can always check us out on Facebook. Our site is the ALS Association Rhode Island Chapter, and there's always current updates of what's going on. So there's pictures from the recent walk, anything new, things that are coming out. We try to keep that updated so people can see where we're at. We can certainly use volunteers. Usually if there's upcoming events, that's when those are the biggest need for volunteers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we've been grateful to have a couple different third-party fundraisers as well. So throughout the years, sometimes people take it upon themselves, do their own fundraiser of all different types, which is just incredible. It's great because it both gets the word out to the community, reaches new people, and then the funds sent in to help us provide the services that we are. So we're always very appreciative for that as well.
And just a quick recap, what services are available through your organization for individuals who are diagnosed with ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease?
So we have the multidisciplinary clinic. We have the equipment loan closet. I think I forgot to mention, we also have a transportation program to help patients in wheelchairs or that are bound to get to doctor's appointments. We have our respite care program, our ramping and home modification program, monthly support groups, and our annual educational symposium, which is coming up on the 22nd.
Busy, busy, busy.
Yes,
Erin, with all of that going on, with all the work that you're doing, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. And I know somebody was trying to reach you, so I know that you are a wanted woman. This program is absolutely amazing. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show today.
Thank you for all you do, Deb, and thank you for helping us share this, our mission and our program with everybody out there.
Thank you. Everybody, this is really a program I've recently learned about, and it is really amazing for those folks who have Lou Gehrig's disease or ALS or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. So I really do encourage you that you share this information out, and let's let folks know who have ALS or who are caring for someone with ALS the amazing wealth of resources that are available at no cost. So please help us get the word out. Hit the like button, the share button, all those fun social media things so that more people will learn about this. I am so glad that you were able to take the time to join me today. I look forward to seeing you all again next week and seeing you at our virtual senior resource fair on November 2nd. In the meantime, be well and be kind.
If you like this video, please follow us on social media and subscribe on YouTube. For more information, visit rielderinfo.com or call 401-585-0509. If you have any questions, email deb@rielderinfo.com.